Hey, what is up, Internet? Kyle here, Slapshot Toys, doing another Hot Toys review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the movie masterpiece, Arkham Knight Batman. Now, the Arkham Knight series, or the whole Arkham series, Asylum City Origins, one of my favorite video game series. I love the suit design from this game. I honestly think it's probably my favorite Batman suit design ever, in all honesty. I absolutely love it. I cannot wait to see what Hot Toys did with it. I'm super stoked to look at this figure. So let's not delay that any further. To the light box. And here's the Hot Toys Arkham Knight Batman out of the packaging. And I know I say this with every Hot Toy I open up, but holy crap, at least aesthetically, this figure is absolutely amazing. Now, I know I've said before, I'm a massive fan of the extremely heavily armored Batman suit, and this is probably honestly my favorite suit design out of all the armored suits, whether it be movies, comics, video games. I think the Arkham Knight one is by far my favorite. It's probably the figure I collect the most of. I have several different versions of this figure from the Play Arts Kai and the DC Collectibles. I just absolutely love this suit. I love the game, and the Hot Toys absolutely nailed all the details, all the intricacies of this armored suit. Now, this is not a perfect figure by any means. The articulation is pretty weak, and there's some definite design choices with the suit that I'm not happy about. And looking at it right now, there's some things that are very glaring to me that I'm not crazy about. But overall, I think this figure is absolutely amazing. But enough about that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that this figure did come with. The first accessory I do want to take a look at is going to be the stand. Now, this is just a standard cradle that we've been getting from Hot Toys with most of the figures recently. And here we have just a nice little base with the Batman Arkham Knight logo right there. That looks real nice. A little picture of Batman, and I believe that's like the hubcap for the Batmobile from the game. I don't know exactly what that is without it zoomed out. Just a nice little Bat logo. It looks kind of pretty cool. And then we have a really nice plaque. I love that they use the actual Batman Arkham Knight logo right there, and I love the font that they use with Batman. Now, my only complaint about this stand is, honestly, one of the biggest parts of the game is all the flying and gliding to get around Arkham City in the video games. So I really wish Hot Toys would have given us the actual dynamic posable stand, so that way we could have gotten Batman in like those really awesome, like soaring over the city poses, but unfortunately we only get the cradle. Next item we do get is this backdrop. I'm gonna be honest, I hate these. I think they're really dumb. They're really cheap. They're just little pieces of cardboard that you flip up. And honestly, like if you look at this, like actually the bat signal kind of above him looks pretty cool. It's just way too small. I mean, this picture doesn't look that bad, but I just really wish that they were going to give us some sort of backdrop that it was a lot bigger, a lot more dynamic. I mean, half the cityscape is just covered by Batman. Really, the only thing you can see is the bat symbol. This one isn't nearly as bad as the Daredevil ones I've gotten, but I just really wish Hot Toys was either stop giving these to us and maybe charge us $10 less, or really make these cool and really make you have to display them with these backdrops. Right now, they're just kind of, in my opinion, cheap little pieces of cardboard. We were actually given 4 full sets of hands with this figure, the first of which are the fully closed fists, which I actually currently have on the figure. We have this pair that actually holds the disruptor. This pair actually holds the grappling gun. These hold the batarang, and we get this one accessory hand that's just kind of nice and wide open. Taking a closer look at these, I mean, the detail on this is absolutely gorgeous. I love the armor plating look there on the back of the hand. And I don't know how well this is actually showing up, but if you get that real nice, like brushed, almost like kind of scratched battle damage there on the back of the armor plating. And that just looks absolutely gorgeous. And then come down here to the knuckles, you get that nice kind of gray silver there of the armor plating over the top of the fingers. That looks awesome. I mean, look, even like detailed out right there, actually on the side of the fingers. I mean, you get all that awesome line work. I mean, these things are just detailed beautifully. And then I love that little shade of blue that is just kind of popping out through that dark black. That just looks really, really freaking cool. And then come over here, you get some like little padding there in the gloves, like right there at the base of the fingers. You get all the stitch work there on the palm. And I mean, just the line work on this are absolutely gorgeous. And it wouldn't be an Arkham Knight Batman without all his gadgets from the game, and I'm pretty sure all of them are included. First thing I want to take a look at is going to be the disruptor from the game, and this thing looks really, really cool. I mean, you see like all the detail work here. It's a really nice kind of gunmetal gray. It's got a little bit of shine to it, some blue, and then you got like some of the gold there on the bullets and everything, or I guess it's the tracer, explosive tracers or whatever he used in the game, and that all looks really, really nice and sculpted out. Love that kind of gold there. Just gives it a little bit of a color contrast. You got the nice silver here at the barrel, and then come to the other side, just more of that gunmetal gray. Get a nice little detail there on the grip, and then you actually get like the kind of sight right there, the little holographic sight. Nothing, no display or anything on it, just a nice kind of translucent blue. That all looks really, really cool. And then just kind of going down the line, you actually here you get 2 batarangs. Unfortunately, I accidentally already broke one, so I'm down to just this one. But this is sculpted out really nicely. Once again, you kind of get that shiny kind of black there with a little bit of sparkle to it. I love all this detail work there with like the actual holes, and then you get that really nice silver there on the edges of the batarang. That looks good. Going down here, you get the voice synthesizer from the game, and this looks really cool. Just a basic one color. You get that nice kind of gunmetal gray again with that kind of little sparkliness, a little shine to it. This looks really nice and sculpted out really good. I think the only thing, if I remember right, there was actual like display and everything right there on the back of it. That's just the same color as the rest of the gun. It'd been kind of cool if they would have incorporated some sort of display there. Like that would have kind of pushed it over the top. Next we get the grappling hook, and this thing looks really, really cool as well. Again, it's just the basic kind of gray, not a whole lot of color going on there, but the detail and line work looks really cool. And this actually has a ton of interchangeable parts, so you can actually remove that little gun right there, and you can actually put in this side. Now, I don't remember exactly what all the little attachments to this gun were in the game. I think there was like an electric wire and a bunch of other stuff, but you can remove those different barrels, and then as you can see there, you can actually remove the little hooks as well, so you can make it look like it doesn't have anything in it. It looks like it is loaded there. That looks really cool. Same with the one side I did have already on it. You can remove this actual little grappling hook right there very easily. And then the other thing that actually plugs into it is this guy. Now, I don't remember, I think this was like maybe the electrical charge. I don't remember this in the game, but you can also plug in this little guy as well. Someone in the comments let me know exactly what that is, because I don't remember exactly, what gadget that was, but that plugs into the grappling hook as well. Next up, we have the line shooter. Now, this is really, really cool. I love the color work that they did. You get that really nice kind of sky blue, metallic sky blue. I think that looks awesome. Love the yellow there and that line work right there along the barrels. Now, this is really cool because you can actually move the barrels around and lock them into whatever position you want. See if I don't know if I can get it all the way to the edge. So you can actually move this around, and then what it does come with is actual little wires here that actually will plug into the line shooter. So you could display there it goes all the way to the edge. So you plug that in there, and then you could actually display kind of Batman gliding along the wire. Now, this is where the display stand would have been amazing to have, the flight stand, because you could actually pose him in a kind of gliding pose hanging off these wires. So I don't really know why they gave us these accessories, but not a logical way to display him using them. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but this is a really cool line launcher, and it looks really, really good. Next, we have the ballistic gel. Once again, not a whole lot of detail work here. Just looks like a good representation of the gun from the game. And then we also, last but not least, get the holographic Oracle screen. And what this actually does here, if you take a look, there is actually on both sides of the gauntlets, you have a little kind of slot already made right there. You just slide this guy in, and then that will actually hold that Oracle screen nice and tight, and then you can just pose him kind of, I know this isn't a very good pose, and kind of hard to see, but you can just pose him that way, and if I could actually get it in there a little bit better, it stays a lot better than that. But you can pose Batman looking like he's talking to Oracle in the game, which is a nice little feature. Next accessory is the secondary faceplate, which is this like really nice kind of grimacing, more aggressive faceplate. And this looks absolutely beautiful. I love the 5 o'clock shadow that they used. The paint apps came out super clean. I mean, look at those teeth and look just how much they are detailed in there. That just looks absolutely stunning. And actually how you change this out, and this is actually really hard to do, so I'm not gonna do it a whole lot. I'm just gonna keep the normal kind of closed mouth face on it. But you have this little hole, you just pop the head off, you have that little hole there. It comes with this little poker tool. What you do is you actually just put this up the neck, push this little, on this side of the hole, there's a little kind of button on the back of the faceplate. That pops out, and this one's actually really kind of hard to get back in. So actually you just kind of slide this up and under the top part of the cowl, and then you just kind of press until you hear that click, and your faceplate has changed. And now we're going to take a closer look at Batman himself. And like I said at the beginning, this is one of my favorite bat suits, and I think Hot Toys absolutely nailed the aesthetic of it, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. One of my favorite things is this cowl. I love this just expression that they gave him, this like real kind of calm, aggressive. I mean, it just looks absolutely gorgeous. Just really kind of encaptures the look of Batman in my opinion. And then we're coming here looking at the eyes. I mean, you get that real just kind of deep, dark, like almost kind of just like, I don't know, like kind of peering into your soul there. I mean, it just looks so cool. It just gives it that real aggressive look that Batman had in the Arkham Knight Batman games. And then so like if you come over here, all the details that they put in, so you get like this nice kind of little cutout here, some kind of carbon fiber effect in there with a little bit of silver. That looks awesome. You get all the armor plating there on the cowl. That looks really cool. Get a little bit of line work there around the chin. That looks really, really good. Same thing on this side. And as you can kind of see, these ears are extremely pointy like they were in the game. And I absolutely love that. You get a little bit of kind of like a little bit of scuffs and scrapes here, a little bit of battle damage. Really, really like that. Coming over here to the back, we'll go down to the neck. And I love this kind of, almost kind of like honeycomb carbon fiber just effect that they gave it. Like this, especially like here on the shoulder, like in the shoulder pads. Just that real nice, like, carbon fiber just looks absolutely awesome. Love all the detail, all the different types of textures that we have there in the neck. That looks awesome. I mean, you get just how intricate this armor is and how all the pieces work together. This thing just looks awesome. Come through here, some more of that carbon fiber effect there, holding the cape on. Come down here, you get all sorts of like mechanical little armor plating bits that would help the suit move. That looks really cool. Down through here, once again, you get this like amazing armor plating. I don't know how well the camera will actually pick it up, but the bat suit has that carbon fiber effect all throughout as well. Really like the gray that they used here on the armor plating. That looks really, really good. And again, kind of like right here, you get some of the scuffs and battle damage. I really, really like that they put it in there. It's not so much that it makes the suit look really worn, but it also doesn't look brand new, which I really like. And see here, you get along like the collar, you get a little bit of that kind of scraping off that carbon fiber as well. Could get some really cool kind of like straps right there, all sculpted out. Even on the shoulder pads, like you get some more kind of detail here on the side. That looks really, really cool with the matte black there, a little silver right there. Coming down here to the arms, you get some awesome, like once again, just that real nice detail. It's kind of like a honeycomb type texture, and this is all like a very like kind of, it's like a vinyl rubber. Feels really, really good, really durable. I am extremely scared of stretching. And that's one thing that I will get to in the articulation. And then coming down to the arms, so this is where my gripes do start with this figure. And as you can see here, just kind of in the standard museum pose, this suit is already bunching up a ton. And I'm not a big fan of that. It's a little bit frustrating that at least like when you have your arms kind of more in a downward pose, that this isn't more flush and isn't like more just kind of laid out and flat. It kind of sucks that this does bunch up that much. I know they did that for articulation purposes, but it would have been nicer to have that kind of clean, like real tight look instead of like real bunchy and just never getting that to lay flat. My other concern is this elbow pad here is just glued on. I'm afraid the more that I move the elbows and things like that, that possibly could fall off. But coming down here to the gauntlets, these look absolutely awesome. So once again, we get this like really nice kind of purplish blue. I love the hints of that. I don't remember seeing that in the game, but I mean, it must be there if they put it on this figure. But it just gives it a little bit more color, just kind of makes it pop just a little bit more. I love all the detail, all the little armor plating, the spikes on the gauntlets look absolutely amazing. Coming down here to the gloves, we already kind of looked at those. Once again, you get that really nice armor plating on the edge. And then kind of coming here to the torso, this is probably my favorite part of the figure. Like, I love this symbol. I love the way it looks. Coming down here, you get all this carbon fiber effect there on the like abdomen plates. That looks awesome. Love this kind of scraping and scuffing there all throughout the chest. The undersuit, once again, you get some more of that nice kind of honeycomb detailing there. That looks really, really cool. Really like the different individual patches of the more kind of smoother looking silver. That looks awesome. The belt, I I absolutely love this belt. I've seen some complaints from other reviewers saying they don't care for it. I really like it. It seems to be actually kind of glued on, so it doesn't move a whole lot, so it's not going up and down or anything like that. But I love the weathering effect that they did, so you get like that really nice kind of gold, and then there's a lot of kind of like little brown spots all throughout it that makes it look real nice and worn. Used a lot of scrapes and scuffs. Absolutely love that. You get all this nice kind of pouch work and everything along the sides. I really like the belt personally. Coming down to the legs, now this is another kind of gripe I have with this figure. When I looked at the video game, I don't remember the pants being this shiny. And I don't remember them kind of being this thin. This is like a really kind of thin looking material. In the game, they felt like they looked a lot thicker and not nearly as shiny. So I don't remember them looking this thin. I think it looks really good. I think it makes the figure kind of stand out. I don't think it looks bad. I just don't know how video game accurate this kind of styling of pants are. Once again, I love the texturing. Love that kind of sewer that they used. A little bit worried here. The knee pads are glued on, much like the elbow pads. And once again, I'm a little bit afraid that those are going to pop off as well. Although I'm not really planning on bending the knees hardly at all because I am afraid of stretching there as well. Boots look absolutely awesome. I just love this figure. I love this armor plating. Once again, you get all the armor plating. Love that blue purple that they put in the gauntlets. They also put down here on the boots, and that looks really, really cool. And then coming down here to the feet, you get the plating there on top of the foot, and then at the bottom, you do get a little bit of tread. And then, last but not least, we'll take a look at this cape. Now, this thing is absolutely massive. So as you can see here, this thing just goes out a ton. Now, there are some bendy wires in this cape. Unfortunately, they are not very strong. So there's one actually right here, and I can actually kind of mold it just a little bit here at the bottom. See if I can get it to, and it kind of stays like that. But unfortunately, the higher you get, the weaker it gets. So it doesn't really hold any shape. That's a little bit frustrating just because much like the not having the flight stand, this figure, the game relies so much on the gliding aspect to get Batman around. I think it'd be really cool to actually be able to pose the figure that way and have that cape be able to hold its shape really, really well. But unfortunately, the wires are just not strong enough to do that. You can get some nice kind of curling here at the bottom, but you're not going to be able to get anything to hold it in place up here at the top. And then it's really nice because it's actually designed, the cape will actually fold in on itself. So it's not this giant wingspan, and it actually looks really kind of nice draped. Next up, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the articulation of the figure. And honestly, I feel like this is the biggest downfall for this figure. Now, as far as head movement, we do get side-to-side motion. You can look up actually a decent amount. You do kind of get a weird gap right there, but he can look up that much, and then he can look down just a little bit. There's not a whole lot of room there because of all the detailing there in the bottom of the neck. As far as his arms, they do go out about 90 degrees to his body. As you can see here, you're getting a lot, if I move the cape, you're getting a lot of pull right there already on that suit. This suit, you've already seen reports of getting a lot of stretching and a lot of damaging already. So this is definitely not something that I really want to keep stretched for long amounts of time or anything like that. I'm pretty much only going to do it to take pictures, to post real quick, and to post in this video. Other than that, I think I'm going to keep him at a pretty kind of standard pose like this. It may be boring, but I would much rather not damage the figure. And then as far as his arms, they can go forward. Now my instructions said they can go forward 90 degrees, but once again, you get a lot of pooling, a lot of bunching up there, and this is about as far as I'm willing to try to push it. Now there is a bicep swivel up here at the top, but once again, you just get a lot of bunching, a lot of kind of pooling on this suit, and I'm just not going to mess around with it a whole lot, but it is there. Same with the elbows. They are double jointed. You get about that much motion out of them, so not a whole lot there. And once again, you just get a lot of bunching, just a lot of stretching, and just not crazy about the articulation on this figure just because of how fragile I really do feel the suit is. There is a little bit of movement up and down, but because of the way the gauntlets are designed, really the only movement you get is rotation. There is a little bit of rotation here at the waist. It does cause a little bit of bunching there in the crotch area, so keep that in mind, but there is rotation there. There is a little bit of an ab crunch, but unfortunately with this armor plating, it doesn't really move a whole lot, so it is there, just doesn't have a whole lot of play. Now as far as the legs, he can He can go out quite a bit. He can go out a lot farther than this, but I've seen other reviews that have stretched him a lot farther than that. I'm just really afraid with that material as it's really starting to stretch already right there. There is a cut up here at the top of the thigh. He is double jointed here at the knee, but once again, you just get a lot of stretching, a lot of bunching there on the suit. And I'm sorry I keep saying that over and over. And once again, I am kind of nervous about those knee pads. Yeah, it's just something that this figure just is, yeah, makes me a little bit worried kind of doing some of these poses and things like that, just because I think this suit is so stretchy. And I think once it stretches out, you're kind of done for, unfortunately. As far as his feet, he does have up and down motion here at the foot. Can go side to side. And oddly enough, there's hardly just a real small bit of ankle pivot, which I kind of find weird since they were able to hide the joint underneath that boot. But not a whole lot of ankle pivot. So yeah, the articulation is a little bit weak in this figure, just because of some of the suit designs. And here's just a quick size comparison. We have the Batman from Batman v Superman and the armored Batman from Batman v Superman. And here's another comparison between the Play Arts Kai Arkham Knight Batman and the Hot Toys Arkham Knight Batman. So that is going to do it for my review of the Hot Toys video game masterpiece Arkham Knight Batman figure. I think that they absolutely nailed the look from the video game. I think all the little details with the texture of the suit, of all the carbon fiber effects, of all the battle damage that they threw in, all the carbon fiber, I just think it all works so well together and is just a very striking figure to have in your collection. Now, if you're wanting a figure that you can put in all sorts of dynamic poses, if you're wanting something that you can definitely like have stretch out his legs, get him in that superhero pose, this figure is not for you. If you are kind of boring like me and you're perfectly fine keeping him in this exact pose, then by all means get this figure, especially if you're a big fan of the suit design, if you're a big fan of the video game, and just all the crazy accessories he comes with, and just all the detail that they put into him. I absolutely love the figure for that. So once again, that is going to do it for me for my Hot Toys Arkham Knight Batman review. Well, thank you guys so much for checking out these videos. It really does mean a lot to me that you guys are watching them. Please remember to go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. And that's going to do it for me this evening. Make sure you guys check out some of my other videos. I just posted a bunch of Hot Toys with Punisher, Daredevil, a couple other ones. About ready to post a Han Solo that I just got a while ago. It's going to be a little bit different type of review. About ready to post that. Also have some pops that I just reviewed. Going to post that video here soon as well. And I'm also planning on, probably within the next week or two, doing a showcase of my figure collection. So be on the lookout for that. So make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you guys don't miss out on any of that content. And that's going to do it for me this evening. Thank you guys so much for checking out these videos. And I'll catch you later. See ya.